In this video, we will be addressing the question, how can I make my greenhouse its best? How to make it most efficient. Now, this is important because an efficient greenhouse is a grower's way of maximizing productivity and profitability, while at the same time minimizing downtime and maintenance. The first question that would arise is, what do I need to make it more efficient for? And you need to be very clear as to what the goals and purposes are of your greenhouse. Certain of the things that I will be covering here will not have the same importance to you. If you are not growing through the winter time, then heat efficiency is not going to matter as much. But the first thing that I would like to emphasize is that a greenhouse is not a one-size-fits-all. Some plants like it warm, some plants like it cold. Some plants like it wet, some like it dry. So if you have one greenhouse, your first greenhouse, you will need to make some choices so that you can make the environment its best for what you are growing. When you try to cover it all, you're going to be doing all of them at a subpar level. The first thing that is usually covered with efficiency of a greenhouse is heat efficiency, which is typically accomplished by a double layer of plastic with air in between. Generally speaking, about 10 centimeters is considered the ideal. And the closer this is to dead air space, the more efficient that it is going to be as far as reducing heat loss. So it is important to have it totally sealed. The next thing that is important, especially if in our northern climates, is to have a structure that will shed snow efficiently. And generally speaking, we have something that is a lot more upright so that it will shed the snow without having to put a lot of heat to it. Now, the one thing that is an important consideration in that is that many of our customers live in a very severely wind-prone area. The taller that you make the building, the more wind it is going to catch. So at a certain point, you are going to have to compromise and come up with a combination that will hold less snow but also catch less wind. This is also overcome simply by adding extra anchors to the building and making it a little bit stronger to be able to address and to handle those climatic conditions. The next thing that has to be considered is ventilation. And ventilation is not just a summertime issue. Ventilation is an important consideration when you are growing in the winter. And ventilation is not just moving air into the building and out of the building, circulating air inside to prevent stagnant air pockets is critically important, which is a wintertime concern and also a summertime concern. Every plant has a threshold temperature. So if you allow the temperature to get above that, it will severely set the plant back. So proper air changes is a vital important consideration, especially when you're growing through the summertime. One way that many of our customers are making more efficient use of their space. So rather than making the greenhouse more efficient, they're using more efficient use of the space with moving the structure. Now, there are logistics involved in properly moving a greenhouse. There are structural considerations on the structure to make it able to withstand the fact that it is moving in an unnatural way. One thing that is vitally important to remember as well is that, especially during the moving process, your structure is extremely vulnerable. So this is very much a timing thing, and again, an efficiency thing as far as you moving it from point A to point B quickly. What that all looks like is going to be a matter of how often are you moving it and what is the distance that you're moving it. Another thing that many growers are getting more efficient use of their space is through trellising. And a lot of plants lend themselves to growing vertically. It gets the plant off the ground, which is a source of disease. By getting the plants up, you're easier to get air circulating around them, which is healthier for them. And you can get more plants in a space. An important consideration always is that you don't put the plants too tight, because then it becomes a light factor as well. When you have the plants close together, you are going to get more shading. And when you have more shading, you have less light, and you're going to get a reduction in the production of the crop. So all of these things are something that needs to be considered, and we are certainly making ourselves available with our experience to help you work through that. And if you find this video helpful, there are other videos on our site which will deal with the individual topics in greater detail, so you can check those out. But also, please subscribe, and the information is in the information down below, so that you can get our updates regularly, you can get our tips. Also, as a thank you for signing up, we have different offers. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to working with you.